to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. We are so excited, and if you are watching us on YouTube, you know why we're excited, because we have a special guest in the building. Now, before we get to our special guest, I want to welcome everybody back. Thank you so much for our continuous listeners, our loyal listeners. We love you guys. You guys are really showing out for us, showing out, showing up, blowing up our email box, letting us know all the questions that you have. And a question that we get very consistently is, how do I build good credit? So we wanted to bring an expert in to talk about good credit. Now, before we get to Daraine and his beautiful story, Carter, how you doing? Because if you guys on YouTube, you can see it's just Carter and I today. We're holding it down.
Yeah. The father's gone. But George is out sick right now, so we're gonna hold it down, keeping me in our prayers. But I'm feeling great. You know, I'm in a beautiful LA. The sun just came out, and there's no such thing as winter out here. So I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How y'all doing over there?
Good. Well, without further ado, we have Deraine Delevante. And I don't even want to speak for you on all of your expertise, right? I'm going to let you do that. I'm going to let you do your own introduction.
Right. So I won't do the long version, but I'm Deraine Delevante. I am your consumer law expert. I teach you how to delete anything from your consumer report. It doesn't matter what account it is, using consumer law. So with consumer law, I teach you how to take your power back and learn the ins and outs of credit, the real truth about credit, so you can put your family and your finances in a position to have the power to purchase. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, that man's practiced that intro. That's a good intro right there. I love that.
Let's go. Okay. So before we talk about your story and how you got to become an expert, can you tell us really quickly, because I feel like consumer law may be a little bit intimidating for people who are trying to like rebuild their credit or figure out how their credit works. So can you kind of break down consumer law in an easy way for people to understand it? So it's not so intimidating.
100%. Consumer law is the best and most effective way to delete anything from your consumer report, because literally I will teach you that late payments are illegal, utilizations are illegal. You can get paid for repossession. You can get paid for collection. Like, there is so much about consumer law that people don't know, because you don't know what you don't know. And then ignorance of the law is no excuse. So even though it's there in plain sight, it's comprehending their words. Once you're able to comprehend their words, not understand their words, comprehend their words, get the right meaning, pull their words apart, and get it, you're going to see consumer law is the best thing ever created.
Okay, so I'm getting unofficial trying to act official attorney vibes. Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
You're
just talking, what you're hearing is a consumer, a person who understands, not only understand, because before, when I was ignorant, I was under their laws, but with a higher level of comprehension, it changes the perspective and the paradigm of how you view their words. So I'm gonna give an example. What do you think the word person means?
An individual.
What type of individual?
I don't know. A human.
Right. But under the law, a person means an individual, corporation, government agency, governmental entity, a trust, cooperative. A person has 6 to 7 other meaning. So when the regular person believes that a person is you and I, humans, in the law and in their language, person means several other things. So how do you know which one they're referring to when they say certain, when they use certain words? Like, for instance, getting rid of late payment, right? In the law, it says, except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include transactions transactional experiences between a person or between a consumer and the person making the report. When you hear that, a person might think, well, it's a consumer and a person, a regular consumer and a person, flesh and blood, they're referring to, but they're not. They're talking about experiences or transactions between the consumer, you, and a corporation that's reporting that information. That part of the information is not included in your consumer report. We're going to dive deep in it when I prove to you that late payments are illegal, but it's just comprehending their language. When you're able to break it down, you're going to see it totally different.
Okay, so let's say, because that's very interesting, right? Because again, I'm a proponent. I study taxes, right? And you don't know what you don't know, and they put all these things in a book, but they know you're not going to open it and read it, right? So they're
something.
Yeah, they're banking on your ignorance. So if I'm a consumer and I come to you, like, if I want to get things removed from my credit, right?
I'm gonna stop you right there. In the FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, 15 USC 1681, the word remove isn't there. The word delete is there. When we ask for the wrong things, they'll take it off, but then it goes right back because we're asking for removals versus deletions. Didn't mean to cut you.
Whoa.
No,
Whoa, wait.
That was
wait.
real.
Okay. I was gonna ask you to explain your story to us about how you got here. And that was gonna help us figure out that you're the expert. Delve into like finding out that you're the expert, right?
Yeah.
So
I do want to hear your story. Like, what got you into learning about this? Like, I think that's very important for people to understand what got you into wanting to learn about this.
Have you ever been denied for credit?
Yeah.
Have they ever told you needed a co-signer?
Yeah.
Have they told you can't get this apartment?
Yeah.
Have you ever had an 18 or 20% interest rate on a used 2007 Nissan Altima where you're making a $586 a month payment plus $300 in insurance, which you're paying now for a Mercedes Benz for a used 2007 Nissan Altima?
Yo, I had a 26% interest rate on a 2009 Dodge Charger. My note was like $60 a month. It was disrespectful, bro.
Bruh,
yeah, wow.
Enough was enough. I was tired of it. Enough was enough.
Hey, I like that. Enough was enough. For those of you listening, I hope enough is enough. Okay. Now, before you tell us more about your story, we got to jump into a commercial break. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, we have the Melanin Millionaires Club. That is our community group where we talk all things wealth building, entrepreneurship, and becoming a millionaire. Okay. So everything you're listening to tonight is going to be paramount on your journey to 7 figures. Okay. Deraine, please tell us more about your 26% interest rate on your 2007.
So something even better later on, it's because we're talking about melanin wealth and the journey to 7 figures. I'm gonna give you all a whole 7-figure play on consumer law, and then I'm gonna multiply it by 3.
I mean, I'm about to get my notepad out right now.
Yeah, make it
slow down, King.
for me, okay? Make it simple. Explain it to me like I'm 6 years old. Okay.
I'm gonna give a whole play later on. So write that down. Make sure before we end this podcast, make sure that I give you all the 7-figure play.
Okay.
We're not gonna forget that. Okay.
It's only right that we match the energy.
Yeah.
So, all right. Born and raised in Jamaica, right? Not Jamaica, Queens, Jamaica, right? Island boy, right? And moved here when I was 20. I came on a school work and travel program. I was in school studying biochemistry to go to med school. So I decided that, I said, Mom, I'm not coming back home. She says, what are you talking about? I said, I'm not coming back home. I'm staying here. You know, moms, oh my God, you don't know anybody there, you don't have family. So I'm gonna figure it out. So I knew nobody at the time. I was making, what was it, like $8.25 an hour, right? And I lived in New Hampshire at the time. So my godfather, Mom got his number and said, hey, all right, your godfather is there. I'm gonna give you his number. Please, please, please stay in contact with him. So I called him. I told him what I wanted to do. He said, all right, come to New York. Boom, come to New York. I got a job at a Five Guys. I was a beast shaking French fries. Don't play with my skills.
I can see that.
Right. So got a job at Five Guys, shaking them French fries. Then I decided that, okay, I'm not doing this green card thing anymore. So I joined the military. got my citizenship like 5 or 6 months later. Moved back to
Wait, is that like a shortcut? If you
Yeah.
need a green card?
Yes.
Just hop
No,
in the
no, you
military?
have to have your green card first.
I'm
But if
sorry.
you want to become a citizen, the quickest hack is to join the military.
Hmm.
You don't have to wait the 7 years as everybody else. You can get it like in a matter of months, like clockwork.
So it's 5 months for you.
Yeah, five. I didn't even hold my green card for like a year. It was
Okay.
green card, military, citizenship.
I like that. He's like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Hey, you move fast, King. I love that. I love that. You don't
That's
play no
no
game.
speed, bro.
That's no speed. You already know.
So yeah, joined the military, and that was 2012. Moved back to New York. Got a gig now with the military full time because I'm reserve, because I'm National Guard. But I got a full-time spot. They call it active reserve, or in some cases, state active duty, depending on the type of orders you're on. Now, without going into all of that, fast forward, wanted to get a car again. Boom, no. Needed a cosigner. I'm like, what's up with this credit and this cosigner stuff? Because in Jamaica, the credit system isn't like here.
It's not?
No,
Tell
you
us about
either have your money or you don't. Or if you don't have your money, you need to know people that can stand security for you.
Okay.
So if you have land, a home, or collateral, you can use that to go use it and secure a line of credit that you can use to do whatever. Right? So student loan, co-signer again, like you don't have no credibility, you're just coming out of high school, like college. So your mom has to stand security or your dad, but like that's it. It's not like here. Nobody's pulling a FICO score to see, oh, okay, all right, we're gonna give you $300,000 to go to med school. No, you either got your money or you get a scholarship, or that's it.
Okay.
So coming, like people here, like they don't know how blessed they are. People here don't know how blessed they are, and I see it every day because it's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. It's hard. But when you're on the outside looking in, you're like, they don't even know. They don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday. We were just talking about like, it's when you've been here for so long and you like live in, nice places like LA, New York, whatever, you don't realize how blessed you are compared to other areas of the world. That's why I think traveling is so important to help you gain perspective on how blessed you are.
So fast forward now, I deployed to Kuwait. And that year I read 140 books, right?
What?
So yeah, I was averaging 5 books a month. Like
what kind of books?
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil.
I just bought that. I gotta check that out.
Highly successful
Yo,
people,
if enough was enough, is a person.
If enough was enough as a person, I swear.
I'm reading books on taxes. You know who Tom Wheelwright is, right?
Yeah.
So I read, dude, you should know that what's the book called? Tax-Free Wealth.
Yeah.
It's all on taxes. It is about 400 pages. Read it front to back, bro. Like, that book. I was so hungry for information. I needed a change. Dude, I'm tired of being denied. I'm tired of being told no. You need a co-signer. You're not qualified. Like, no more. I only want yeses. So that first year, I built out my first 800. Wasn't even in the country. So when I hear people here talking about, they can't do this and credit, bruh, I built out a whole 800 in Kuwait in the middle of the desert.
That's nuts. And I love what you said about like taking responsibility for whatever situation you're in. I think that's so important. So many people get into the victim mentality of like, people told me, no, I got to soak in it. And, you're just a representation of, like you said, when enough is enough, you need to figure out what can I do to change my situation, right? And information changes situations. So I think that's so important that you just took it upon yourself to read these books, to get the information, to become the person that you needed to have the success that you wanted.
So what does no mean?
You can't have it.
Next opportunity.
No, I think that really applies to credit though, because
of that.
I hate when people are like, oh, I'm just so scared to apply. I'm just so scared to, I'm like, why? what is the worst that will happen?
Bruh,
The worst that will happen is they will tell you no.
Yeah,
But let me tell you why being told no is such a blessing when it comes to your credit. Okay? It's such a blessing because now you're gonna jump to the consumer law part.
Wait,
they have
I'm gonna
to
let
tell
you finish.
you.
They
have to tell you. They have to tell you
by law,
why
by law
they told you no. By law, they have to tell you why they told you no. So you know why that's the best way to ask for something that you don't know if you're gonna like get accepted, because they are gonna tell you the exact reason, right? If you go up to a girl in the club, right? If you go to a girl in the club and you're like, hey, what's up? Can I get your number? And she says no. She may or may not give you a reason why, right? But if you apply for credit and they're like, nah, fam, you denied, they're gonna tell you exactly why they said no. So then you go fix exactly what's wrong.
That's the gem. Fix, they're gonna tell you why you got denied. It's so easy. Fix the shit they just told you why you got denied. Delete them. Like, it is the simplest formula ever. I've built out an 800 3 times in 1 year. 3 times. Build it out in Kuwait, came back, leverage it again, build it out, leverage it, build it out again. And I'm in the process of doing the same thing right now. I literally just like, well, I'm not cursing today, but I literally just wrecked my 800. I think now I'm at a 740 or a 7.
Hey, you consider that wrecked, right?
Yeah. Because like, dude, when you have an 800, it gets boring.
Thank you.
What am I going to do with it? It's an 800. So what? Big deal.
And I think that's so important. I want to hit on this point because so many people go bragging about I have an 800 credit score. What I was taught is if you have an 800 credit score, that's a problem because that means you're not utilizing.
You're not using it.
Yeah, you get this score, but you're not using it to go get funding, go get assets or whatever. So like I tell people all the time, getting an 800 is cool, but you don't want to keep it because that means you're not doing anything with it. You just have this glorified number that you're not using.
Yep, you are correct.
And I think you would know best, like, what is that number where you stop getting better rates? Like,
so between, I'd say what I've seen, between when you hit excellent, well, not excellent is 800 above, but when you hit very good, when you pass like 750, 760, the rates are kind of the same, right?
Yeah, I feel like the rates 750
1 and 3%. Yeah, you're in between 1 and 3%. Okay. But what is it? What are you doing with it? Am I just looking at it? Oh my God, 800. No, bro. That's potentially $200,000-$300,000 worth of funding right now. I'm gonna run a whole credit card sequence on that.
Nice.
So
okay. So
yeah,
let's take a step back and try to help the person who is like in your shoes, where you were. They keep getting denied. They're trying to figure it out. All right. So let's start there. So what would be the first step for somebody who was in your position back in the day?
Unlearn. Unlearn every single thing you thought you knew about credit and relearn the real truth about credit. And this is where a shift of the mind comes in. Before you start anything, you have to have a paradigm shift. Because you see, when I said enough was enough, that's what changed me from a victim mentality to a hunter mentality. I got hungry for information because I needed information to change my situation. I wanted to come in, Mr. Delevante, have a seat. Here's a bottle of water. These are the choices. I want that. I don't want this. You know, when you go in a dealership and they do this, you know you're not getting approved when they do this.
Yeah.
You're a co-signer or you're not getting approved. When they raise the hand like this, like, oh, bro, you know you're not getting approved. When it's down, everything's great with your paperwork. But the minute you see this,
the hand raise,
just know you are not getting approved. So it's when you learn these things, you're learning what banks pull from where, what credit score they need, what credit union is pulling from here. You know now that this dealership pulls from this bank. So now you're able to run a sequence of 15 cars in 30 days if you want to build out your tour fleets off of just 3 or 1 inquiry. When you know that type of stuff, you're able to move and operate differently.
Okay. Okay, so if we have to break it down in steps, right? So because I want to make sure our listeners are getting the value and able to take action on the information that we're giving. So step one would be unlearn. What would step two be to like get to go on this journey to building up your perfect credit score?
All right, so this is gonna sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but you need mentorship, and I have the best consumer law mentorship hands down. Unless you're going to read 140 books like I did and figure it out and read laws every night, the shortest path to success is mentorship. And oftentimes we overlook the importance of mentorship. And we've had mentors throughout our whole life. Because when you were a baby, you watched what everybody else was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You started holding on and standing up. You start making the step. That's mentorship. You go to school, the teachers teach you how to write, how to draw. That is mentorship. But somewhere along the line, I don't know where, the disconnect happened where you think now that you need to figure out everything on your own. That is not the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so many people want to go to YouTube University to learn everything, but
YouTube is great.
It's cool.
Find us there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This, what you all are bringing now, it's going to be on YouTube for them to learn from it. But that's just one part.
Yeah.
You need to comprehend the whole picture.
I think that's good. And I think let's speak specifically to people who are aspiring melanin millionaires, right? Let's talk about those habits and what those people need. Because I think that what happens is, at least here in America, and you can kind of tell us a little bit about Jamaica, I would like to know. But here in America, when you turn 18, it's like, oh, you're an adult, like figure it out. So that's how our society is structured, right? Do you agree with that? Society is that, okay, at 18, you grown, figure it out. So I think that's where we make that shift from like, oh, mentorship, let me teach you, let me hold your hand, to now you're an adult, go figure it out. But I think Carter, let me know if y'all agree with this. I think that throughout life, you figure out that you're always learning, you're always growing, you're always changing. Like there's way more information to read and more books. And it's like, okay, we've got to keep reading, right? And there should not be a point when you stop in your personal growth. Okay, so for those who are listening and who are like, yo, I really want to, break this cycle in my family. I want to reach the next level. I want to make 7 figures. I think you've got to realize like that this paradigm shift is huge. So don't think that you ever should try to go it alone and try to figure everything out on your own. Stick with the mentorship, stick with the help.
Yeah, no, I would say it's really simple. Like, a wise man, a wise woman, a smart man learns from his own mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Yeah. So why would I go and trip and fall over and over and over again when I can have a mentor say, hey, watch out for that crack in the ground. Hey, watch out for, for that roadblock, right? So I think it's so important that you have a mentor in every aspect of your life, because it's going to help you get to where you want to go so much faster. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to get successful slowly, right? Success loves speed. So like having a mentor is so important to help guide you, so you don't have to make the same mistakes they made.
Yeah, but for you to be, so Usain Bolt is considered one of the fastest men in the world. You think he got fast by himself? Of
course not.
He had a coach.
Yeah. Every day,
this man was grinding. Phelps, I think he's the closest thing we have to Aquaman.
Yeah, facts.
They had coaches. So why don't we think we need coaches for things like finances, business, and credit? I don't get where the disconnect is.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm going to figure it out because I'm going to save $1,000. You just cost yourself $100,000 by being cheap on your own education.
Oh, now you hit pain points. I tell people all the time, man, don't look at how much the investment cost. Look at how much it costs you not to make that investment, right?
Jay-Z says this: poor people know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. And I'm not out here just calling people poor people. When I say poor in mindset, we're all rich, we're all wealthy, we all have abundance. But what's different in the whole 24 hours that everybody has, the mindset. How are you using those 24 hours? We all got the same. It's the only thing we all have the same amount of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an athlete. I'm not. My knees hurt. I'm not an athlete. I can't play basketball. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not my thing. So we're all created different with different skills, but we do have what? The quantifiable same amount of time. So when you hit your 7 figures or double 7 figures, why should I be envious of you? Because you use 8 to 10 hours a day to build your mind, to develop yourself. So you are an extremely high achiever. You as a female in this space, hitting 7 figures, knowing that anything is possible. You really don't need a husband or boyfriend or girlfriend for nothing. Like anybody that's coming to you have to match your status or more. So when you're able to step with this type of confidence, to some people it's intimidating, but we all can do it. So when I see you driving a rave or you in that new Ferrari, or you're like, oh, how did they get that? Have you thought about what it took? The scars on their back, the overdrafts on their account when they're invested in mentorship, the credit cards that got shut down because we maxed the shit out to invest in mentorship. But now you see an end product, but you never saw the journey.
Mm. Hey man, I just got goosebumps off that, man. That was so real, because again, man, people see the success, but they don't see the work put underneath, just like the iceberg, right? They don't see the work that's underneath it. And I think it's easier for people to get envious than it is for them to ask, like, what did it take for that person to get what they got, right? And I think if we, especially, as Black people, if we can shift our mindset to instead of being envious, become educated and understanding how that person got successful, what they did, and just follow the steps they took. Like, don't reinvent the wheel, right? Just put some rims on it and keep it moving, right? So I think that's so important, especially for our people, man, just to look at what somebody has and not become angry, but instead become a student. I think that's gonna be life-changing for everybody.
I think that's really life-changing for everybody to take a look at that. And when you, going back to your journey, did you have anything on your consumer report that you needed to delete?
A lot.
You had a lot?
Yeah, I didn't know. I was maxed out, right? And I only had 3 credit cards at the time. Heavily maxed out. Heavily maxed out. There was late payments, collections, late payment collections, high utilizations, and there was something else. I can't remember what it was. But those was the anchor that was just holding my ship from going. So then I started learning. I invested in myself. I read all the books, start taking courses. What is this credit stuff? Why is it so important? Learn the history. And then I said, if I am able to control what is being seen, I control the score this consumer report generates. It was like, bro, how do I control the narrative? How do I control what the underwriters see when I'm not in the room? And then I started putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So I joined Recession Proof, right? With him 500. And this one night I was on there, he brought on this brother called Umar, shout out to Bureau Bullies. And Umar, this dude is speaking some stuff that I'm like, bro, this is what I've been talking about. I never knew what it was, but I know there must have been something. So I started listening. And that episode, I watched it 10 times. It was an hour long. So I watched it 10 times. This is what I said. We all have the same 24 hours. How do you spend your time? You feed your mind the things you want to become, right? You feed your mind garbage, you're going to become garbage. You can't You can't plant a corn seed and expect to reap peaches. It don't work like that. You plant corn, you get corn. You plant peaches, you get peaches. It's just the way it works. It's a natural law. So I started consuming information. So now I'm in law. I'm on Cornell Law. I'm buying NCLC books. That's the National Consumer Law Center book. I'm buying these books. I have over 30 books on credit in my library. Dude, in 2019, I owned no books. Today, I have close to 600 books in my library.
Jeez.
I spend a tremendous amount on my education, right? So I started learning. Then I'm like, case laws. Okay, this guy did this guy said this, they refer this law. I'm going there, I'm reading this law. And while I'm doing this, I'm using it on me. And the shit works. I found something. I literally found some things.
Right.
So now I know that I control what gets seen, what gets reported. I know that a late payment is illegal. I know that a utilization is illegal. So if I don't want something on there, I get it deleted.
Now, speaking of deletion, for 1 second, is there like any hacks that you can give our audience on how to delete something, like quickly?
It's using their language, using their words.
Okay.
We have to use their laws, their language, their words. We can't hack it.
Okay.
If you speak Mandarin and I speak Spanish, are you going to comprehend what I'm saying to you?
No, absolutely not.
My point
So
exactly.
you gotta use their language against them to get the things deleted.
Done.
Okay, so step 1, figure out the lingo.
Yes, that's what I teach in the mentorship. You now need to learn how to break down their words.
Gotcha.
Break down their words.
It sounds easy.
It is.
That's why I said attorney, unofficial, trying to act official.
So you now break their words apart. All right. Who wants me to prove that a late payment is illegal?
I mean, let's go.
Raise my hand.
And if I can't prove it, I owe you $100. I am a man of my word.
I want 1,000.
We'll go for $1,000.
Let's go.
So are you willing to give me $1,000 if I prove it though?
Is that what we said?
No, I don't think that was. I think you just said if you can't explain it, say you'll give us some money. That's what I think happened.
All right. Pull your smartphone up.
Okay.
Type into Google 15 USC.
15 USC.
1681A. 1681A.
15. I'm sorry. Yes. 15 USC. It's okay. 1681A.
It's going to bring you to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, definitions and rules of construct.
Okay. I'm right here.
All right. Scroll down to number 2. It says exclusions.
Yeah.
I read what exclusion says to me.
Report containing information solely as to transactions or
read what exclusion itself says.
Okay. Except as provided in paragraph, the term consumer does not include subject to section 1681S of the title. And keep going.
You see how you just read that?
Yeah.
Just missed so many bars.
I don't even know what I read.
When you read it, then I'm going to go over it the way I read it. And we're going to see, and you're going to see something totally different. So I'm going to let you continue. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to start from the top. Except as provided in paragraph, the term consumer report does not include subject to section 1681S, 3 of the title, report containing information solely as to transactions or experiences between consumer and the person making the report.
All right, so we're going to stop there. Okay. What did you get from that?
I don't know what I just read at all, to be honest.
You want me to read it for you now?
Please.
Except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not. So Congress says consumer report. Click on the word consumer report and tell me what the word consumer report means. It has a definition.
In general, the term consumer report means any written, oral, or other communication of any information by a consumer reporting agency bearing on consumers' credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, general reputation, person characteristics, or mode of living which is used or expected to be used or collected in whole part for purposes of serving as a factor in establishing the consumer eligibility for credit or insurance.
Mhm.
That's a lot.
So you don't know what your consumer report means. And you know when you go apply for credit, that's what they're pulling. There is nothing in there that says a FICO score. Or do I need hearing aids? Did you hear anything that says a FICO score in there?
No.
Good. So now let's go back to the number 2.
Okay.
So finish again. So continue.
All right, continue from where?
We're gonna start over. This is me reading now with you.
Okay, so the except as provided in paragraph, the term consumer report does not include.
What does not include mean? I'm gonna interrupt you a lot now.
Yeah.
You see, you're reading for a sentence.
Right.
I read for words.
Got you. Okay, so it says does not include.
What does not include mean? We're having a wedding, right? I'm proposing right now. We're having a wedding. You are not included. What does that mean?
I'm not invited. I'm not there. I'm not included.
You're not allowed.
Yeah.
So what we're doing, you have no part in it. You are not included. Yes?
Yep.
All right, bet. So continue from there.
Let's see. Not included. Okay. Subject to section 1681S3 of the title, report containing information solely as to transactions or experiences.
Hold on now. See?
Yeah.
Except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include information solely as to transaction. What is a payment history?
A transaction.
Ah, my guy. So
Okay.
if your transactions are not included in your consumer report, where does the late payment come from? If Congress says your transactions are not included in the consumer report,
Okay.
where is the late payment?
Okay, so basically it's illegal for them to put previous transaction history
There
in
you
your credit
go.
report, yet they do it. Okay, I got it.
But the
Okay.
things you don't know that you don't know.
Yeah, and this blows my mind because I'm gonna take it to like maybe level like I don't know 801 at this point for those who are new to credit. But can you talk to us about the transactor versus revolver?
All right. So
Because I think that's important to touch on because if you're sitting here telling me
I'm
that
not
those-
telling you anything. He just
If
read
you're
the law.
helping me break down what the hell Carter read out loud, okay? And my mind goes to the credit reporting companies are making changes, right? Like there's multiple scores that you can
We're
get.
gonna get there. So this is what we're leading up to right now. That's a great question. Hold it just for a minute.
So yeah,
We're leading up right there right now. So people think that the consumer report and the FICO score is the same thing. They are not the same thing. You just read Congress's definition for the consumer report. At no point in time did it mention a FICO score in there. It is not a part of it. So if you comprehend the consumer report is needed to generate the FICO score. The FICO score is not needed for your consumer report. Control the narrative on the report, you control the score. It is a simple formula, but you got to master their words. Consumer report does not include transactions between consumer and the person making the report. Remember we spoke about the definitions earlier?
Yeah.
Tell me now, look at that and tell me what the word person means. Just click on it.
Oh, yeah, what you said. The term person means any individual, partnership, corporation, trust, estate, cooperative association, government, or governmental subdivision or agency or other entity.
What does the word consumer mean?
An individual. Oh, so it's only a person. Okay, got you.
So let's put the piece down. Now we got all the pieces of the puzzle. I want you to reread number 2 and then go straight to 1 to I.
slowly.
Slowly.
Right, so okay, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Except as provided in paragraph, the term consumer report does not include, and go straight to one, right?
Yep.
Report containing information solely.
Report containing information. So that's your report they're talking about. Your report containing information on what?
Solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer, the individual, and the person, the entity, individual, whatever, corporation.
Wells Fargo, your Bank of America, your Capital Ones.
Gosh, you're making the report. Okay. See, now it's crazy. Now I understand what I'm reading.
Now you comprehend what.
Now I comprehend what I'm reading. Got it. Yeah.
So now it's the same thing you just read 5 minutes ago.
Right.
What's different now?
I comprehended it because I understand every word in that sentence.
Definitions now.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Like I've heard people talk about credit and getting stuff off and deleting, but I've never had anybody break it down to have you understand what the report is. You know what I'm saying?
This is why mentorship is so important. This is why my mentorship is so important, because we're breaking the words down. No, you know for a fact, no, there's nobody that, apart from Congress changing that law, ain't nobody can tell you that there should be a late payment. You just literally read their law. That is their law, their language.
Okay, so how do you make that argument?
You just build a letter.
Okay.
Build a letter. Because if Capital One has a late payment on me, hey, Capital One, you're reporting this account as late. Well, I've come to the comprehension that according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, 15 USC 1681A2A1, Congress clearly states, except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include reports containing information solely as to transactions or experiences with the consumer and the person making the report. So let me break this down to you. Exclusion means this: not a part of, not include. Not include means it's not in there. Congress says my transactions or experience, dude, your experience is the line of credit. If you got 100K, that's your experience, the amount of credit you're using at any given time. That's utilization. So if Congress is telling you that your payment history, your transactions, payment history, transaction, payment history, same thing. Experience, utilization is not included in your consumer report. Your FICO score model is made up of 5 parts.
Yep.
Payment history, utilizations, those two make up 65%. Yep. So if you can control 65%, how easy it is for you to build an 800.
Facts. Okay. So, I mean, I love this, man. I think it's going to empower people to actually take action. I think people don't take action because they feel what they don't know, or they feel what they don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
Because of lack of information.
Yeah. So this is huge, man. This is huge. I mean, I feel more confident already, and I only read like one section. You know what I'm saying? So
imagine. Go ahead.
Quick question. So if I want to make, and I'm excited too, and I'm trying, y'all see this? I'm trying to process all of this. So if I go to Capital One, using your example, if I go to Capital One, do I have to write them a letter, or can I call them?
Nope. So that's great now. So now we're leading into that 7-figure play I was talking about. So now, everything in writing. If you call, what record do you have that you spoke to them and that you put them on notice?
This call is being recorded for quality assurance.
Yeah, but they control that though. Yeah.
But did you record the call on your side?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Tell them that you recorded them and you see how quick they are.
Really?
Try it.
I bet it's good. So
okay, so keep it in writing. So you have the
paper trail.
Paper trail.
Now what you know is what you can prove. Right? So now I'm putting you on notice that the information you are furnishing is incorrect. The next thing I want you to look up for me is 15 USC 1681S2. Go ahead, King.
So my phone just died. Jacqueline, you have to look this one up for me.
Ooh.
Oh, your phone's recording? Oh,
But
no.
look, this is how it goes, okay? Y'all on here getting a sneak peek
15.
into what's going on. Should we cut the sneak peek so I can? Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I want him to read it because people might think I'm over here reading from something. That's why I want you're on the other side of the world. We'll wait for you to go get a charger. We'll just drop some gems until you go get your charger.
No, I got my charger right here. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. So that's fine.
Okay, so quick question while
Go
he's
ahead.
doing
Yeah.
that. Is the word consumer report and credit report
There is no credit
interchangeable?
report. No.
So that's a made up phrase.
Yeah. Just like credit bureaus, there is no credit bureau. It's a false made up word. It's like, King, what's your name?
Huh? Carter?
Carter. If I started calling you Jerome, are you going to answer me?
No.
Okay. So when you call them credit bureaus, what do you think they need to answer you? By definition, Congress says they are consumer reporting agencies. So if you gave them a name, do you think they're inclined to answer? If I started calling you Cheryl, will you be inclined to answer me? It's not your name. Call me by my name.
Put some respect on my name.
All right. So my
So-
phone. Go ahead. Go
You're
ahead.
telling us not to use the word credit report.
Nope.
Okay.
Don't use the word
Y'all,
credit bureau.
y'all, you know how I know this is real and he's not just making up stuff? Because when COVID hit, I was like, I know I'm going to have a lot of people who are interested in deferring their payments, right? So I was like, let me call and see what happens. And I was like, let me test it on my own self. Let me call and see what happens. So I call up, I had Wells Fargo for one of my car loans at the time. So I call up Wells Fargo and you have to use a certain terminology with them, right? When COVID hit, you had to let them know, hey, due to COVID, I cannot make my payments. You had to use very specific vernacular. If you didn't use that language, they were not going to give you any breaks. They were like, yeah, no, you don't know what you're talking about. So I know that this is real, that you have to be very cautious of the words that you use.
Gotcha.
So we're going to delete the word credit report from our vernacular and we're going to replace it with consumer report.
Yep, that's what's in your definition. That's what's in your law. Like, I don't get why people want to use different words.
Right.
It blows my mind. Why? Well, I get it. They don't study the definitions. I get it. And you hear everybody saying credit report. So guess what? I'm going to jump on the bandwagon too. I'm going to call it a credit report. I'm going to call it credit bureau. There is no such thing.
Gotcha.
Wait, so what's a credit bureau?
There is no credit bureau.
Okay, but if I use the word credit bureau to refer to experience, what should I call them?
Consumer reporting agencies.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
what's in their laws. That's what's in their definitions.
Okay. Cool. So we understand that, and so send them the letter. Use their vernacular against them, so that they have to, and we will be forced to delete, not remove, these things off your report.
Their language.
Right. Okay.
And if they don't, we're gonna get what happens when they don't. This is where the 7-figure play is gonna come in.
All right, let's get it.
All right. So now look up 15 USC 1681 EB.
E?
E as in echo, E.
Okay.
And then go to B. It should speak on accuracy of the consumer report.
Let's see. Yeah, accuracy of report. Whenever a consumer reporting agency
Did that
prepares.
say credit bureau?
No, it says consumer reporting agency.
What did it say?
Consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report. Yeah. So
Continue.
okay, prepares a consumer report, not a credit report, a consumer report. It shall follow reasonable procedures to assure maximum possible accuracy of the information. Yeah, of the information concerning the individual about whom the report relates.
Right? So now we're not done yet. We're running into the bag right now. Now I want you to get 15 USC 1681 S2.
S2? Okay.
S2.
Let's see. Okay.
So what we just read, so hold on now. Let me do a separation real quick. What we just read was what Congress said are the responsibilities for the consumer reporting agencies. But where do they get the information from? They get it from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the responsibilities of that someone who's furnishing that information. And that's where we are now at 15 USC 1681 S2.
Okay, so start from prohibition, like the one, or?
Go ahead. It's big and bold right there.
Okay.
So look how they start off that section. What do they say?
Reporting information with
Oh,
action.
the first word that's what do you see?
Oh, okay. Duty of furnishers of information to
Duty.
provide. Yep. Accurate information.
And what follows that?
Duty of furnishers of information to provide accurate information. Okay.
So they have a duty to provide accurate information. What precedes that sentence? What's after that?
Prohibition, reporting information.
Wait, see, you keep running, King. I keep telling you. It's all the gems. Prohibition. What does it mean to be prohibited to do something?
Not allowed.
You cannot do it. You are prohibited from leaving your home. You cannot leave. So you see how strong that section started out.
Yeah.
Accuracy, duty, prohibition. So if what you're saying isn't accurate, you are prohibited from saying it because you have a duty under the law to report only accurate information. Let's go.
Let's get it. Reporting information with actual knowledge of errors. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. A person
What does
shall
that
not
mean?
Let's see.
You know this already.
Oh, yeah. This is the individual part. Okay, so I got you. This is a corporation or whatever.
Yeah.
A person shall not furnish any information relating to a consumer, the individual, to any consumer reporting agency, not credit bureau, consumer reporting agency, if the person, corporation, knows or has reasonable cause to believe the information is inaccurate.
What did you get from that now?
Now, I actually think I'm understanding stuff now. So the corporation cannot furnish any inaccurate information about the consumer to the consumer reporting agency if that corporation knows that it's false or it's has reasonable cause to believe the information is incorrect.
Inaccurate and incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now, how do they know that it's inaccurate? Or how do they know or have reason to believe that it's inaccurate? Your first correspondence.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you don't call. That's why you send them the letter. You're going to send them the letter, get it notarized. See, people think that they have to send information or correspondences to the consumer reporting agencies. No. Who is reporting that information? The corporations. Let's go there. Capital One, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Let's go to them first because they are under strict liability by law. Only accurate information is allowed to be reported. But I'm going to show you that what you're reporting is inaccurate because that's what the law says. The law didn't says if it's not mine, they say if it's inaccurate.
Gotcha.
Incomplete. Right? So now we're going to point out their fraud. We know that a late payment is not included in a consumer report. So you reporting it is a violation of 15 USC 1681 A2A1. We know this. So we're going to write a letter showing you that this late payment is illegal. But not only that, we're going to show you the section of the law that proves what we're saying. So with me putting you on notice now, you now know or have reason to believe that that information is inaccurate. What does the law say they got to do if it's inaccurate? They can't report it. So when you know this stuff, King, how can you not delete anything from your consumer report?
That's crazy.
You're scared.
It's a loop. It's a loop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's game. Hey, y'all, man, if y'all listen to this episode, y'all need to drop a review. This is game. Like you can't, now that you know this, you can't unsee this. Right? Like now that you know this, you have the power to take control of any credit situation that you're in because you know that it's illegal. You now know how to prove it. You now know the steps you need to take to get it deleted. And you now have the confidence because you understand the law. And that's crazy.
Bro,
that's crazy.
You have all the power. You cannot unlearn the things that I teach you. There's no way you'll forever forget. You will never forget this. So now we know that they have a responsibility, right?
Mhm.
And the law says they cannot report inaccurate information. Yes?
Yep.
Now let me show you how to get paid now. So go over to 15 USC 1681 N. N as in November.
Okay. 81.
Civil liability.
I'm here.
All right, talk to me. What's there?
Okay. In general, any person who willfully fails to comply with any requirement imposed under this subchapter with respect to any consumer is liable to that consumer, in the amount equal to the sum of, wait a second. Okay. Any actual, I'm like, let me talk in numbers, hold on. Any actual damages sustained by the consumer as a result of the failure or damages of not less than 100 and not more than 1,000.
So that's the first part. We're gonna get to the second part in a minute.
Okay.
Tell me what you just got from that first part.
Basically, if any corporation is falsifying the evidence that they have under this chapter, they owe me, they're liable and owe me money for any damages that I sustained due to this false consumer report.
How much?
$100 to $1,000.
What if I told you that's not the case? What if I told you it was actually more?
It's more?
You want to find out how?
I mean, what's up?
It's in the same thing you just read, but I'm going to teach you how to really read what you just read.
Let's get
Ready?
it. Yeah.
Go back again and read it over.
Let's see. Any actual damages sustained by the consumer.
See, I keep telling you.
I mean, I read fast, man. I read fast.
We missed the gems.
Okay.
It says what? Any actual
damages.
What does that mean? Did you stop to think what that means?
No. What's up?
No, because we usually think of damage in terms of like physical damage that we can see.
Yeah.
So if we can't physically see the damage, how do we make sense of it?
So now, do you invest in real estate?
Yeah.
You're a real estate investor.
Yeah.
There's a deal coming up for $3.5 million.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Leverage your personal credit to gain funding for your deals, because when you go to these hard money lenders, you need 3.5 to secure this deal, right? So now they pull it up. There's a whole bunch of late payments on there that we know that it's illegal, shouldn't be there. Right. We send out all the correspondence. We told them that the late payments are there. We told them the law that says it shouldn't be there. We gave them an opportunity to cure because we told them that deleted from the consumer report. They did not. They came back and said the information was accurate. All right, bet. I went, I did my deal. My deal fell through. I couldn't close on the deal. I have a denial letter that I got denied based on 10 late payments on my consumer report furnished by this company. So I go get myself a consumer lawyer. This is what happened. Okay. What does civil liability say? Read civil liability again for me. Any actual
damages sustained by the consumer.
Sustained by the consumer as a result of what?
Failure, as a result of failure or damages of not less than 100 and not more than 1,000. Or
so start back from the top.
Okay. And any actual damages sustained by the consumer.
You just got damaged. You lost that deal.
Yeah. So you can actually sue
actual damage. That is called actual damage.
So you telling me
you just lost that deal.
So you telling me
I'm not telling you nothing.
Yeah. So the law is telling me that I can sue the company, Capital One, for instance, because I sustained actual damages, financial damages for not being able to secure this property.
Read it again, and you tell me.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm reading. So, how do you evaluate that? Do you get can you sue them for the whole, like the 3.5 million? Like, how do you?
Goddamn right.
That's crazy.
It says actual damages.
Okay.
Actual damages is the amount you just got damaged for as a result of the failure.
This is
But
crazy.
not only that. So we're at what, 3.5?
Yeah.
Type in your thing right now, 15 USC 15.
Let's see. USC 15.
Yep.
The debt collection practices.
No. 15 USC 15. 15 USC 15.
Okay.
Where does it bring?
Okay, yeah, sues by person injured.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Amount of recovery, prejudgment interest. Except as provided in subsection B, any person who shall be injured in his business or property by reason of anything
His
forbidden.
business or what?
Property.
All right. And you operate a real estate business, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Property by reason of anything forbidden in the antitrust laws may sue, therefore, in the district court of the United States in district in which defended residents, found as an agent. So
Nope, you're missing a part. You're missing a specific part.
What part? So keep
Continue
going.
reading.
Okay. Without respect to amount in controversy, and shall recover therefold the damages by him sustained and the cost of the suit, including the reasonable attorney fees.
But there's a part you didn't mention. It's in there. It says threefold. Did you not see that part?
No, I didn't see that, but
let's reread it. I'm gonna show you how to flip this 3.5. It's important that you find their words. Read it again. You're gonna see.
Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Okay, here we go. So any person who shall be injured in his business or property by reason of anything forbidden in the antitrust laws may sue, therefore, in any district court of the United States in the district in which the defendant resides or is found, or has an agent without respect to the amount in controversy, and shall recover threefold the damages. Okay.
Can't leave that part out, bruh. I'm not making this stuff up. What is 3 times 3.5 million?
That is 3.5, 10.5? 10.5 million? All right, y'all, there goes the 7-figure play. I'm not reading no more comments off of y'all, but that's a 7-figure play right there.
Okay, so that's a 7-figure play. Did y'all watch the new Spider-Man?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Not yet.
Okay, me either. But I watched the old Spider-Man and I know the line, okay? The line is,
with great power comes great responsibility.
that part. With great power comes great responsibility. So what are we doing with this information that we just learned?
You're the consumer. What do you want to do with it?
Yeah, execute on it. You better execute on all this information.
Success, love what?
Speed. Success, love, speed. Execute quick, baby.
So are you telling me I need to go get late payments on my report?
I'm
'Cause I don't
not,
have any
listen,
late payments.
Deraine is not telling you what you should or should not do. You have to do what is equitable to you to the level that you comprehend and you can execute. But just know Deraine is making some shit happen very soon.
Okay.
I just told you I don't have an 800 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave that there.
Okay, y'all. So
Aren't we real estate partners though?
Real estate was an example. It's any business.
yeah.
That's just an example.
New business partner.
Let's go.
Hey, I seen it.
Hey. Oh, hey, look, man. Deraine has been coming, lacing y'all with game for the past hour plus, man. If y'all don't take action on this information, y'all be doing him a disservice. So Deraine, can you do us a favor before we wrap up this episode, man? Can you let the people know where they can find you if they want to learn more? Social, like, about your mentors, just to let them know where they can find you at, man.
So, all right, there's a couple things that I did coming here, right? So I prepared ahead of time for this interview. And I have 3 ebooks that I'm going to give away for $47, right?
What?
Yeah. So I have.
For our people.
It's your audience. Why not?
Special people. Let's get it.
Okay.
See, information changes compensation. Information changes situation and compensation. So if you have a manual to get out the mud, if you remain in the mud, that's really your fault now. The excuse of, I don't know, everybody got $47. So if you want to remain in the mud right now, that's on you. That's on you.
You heard it.
I'm not giving it away for free. I'm not.
Yeah, because we get stuff away for free. People don't open it because they didn't pay anything for it.
Has
right?
no value to them.
Yeah. So we're gonna make sure we add the link to the show notes.
So I'm gonna break down the 3 ebooks, right?
Right.
It's a do for self, the educated consumer's guide to repairing your own credit. That's gonna teach you how to repair your own credit. It's going to give you the basic building blocks of what you need. Then there's a do for self, a lender's guide to getting your own approval. It tells you where banks are pulling from, what banks pull from where, what credit score is needed. And then I have the do for self, a guide to deleting your own bankruptcy. A lot of people have bankruptcies now due to what happened in the last 2 years. Now you can learn how to delete your own bankruptcies. All 3 books are valued at $1,040, and I'm giving it to y'all audience for $47.
Well, we appreciate that.
We do.
And
Y'all better appreciate that.
Like we giving you the information, like you got to do your part. So
I don't give people fishes anymore. I teach you how to fish. You give a man a fish, he eats for the day. You teach a man how to fish, he eats for the rest of his life.
Very Jamaican.
Very true.
I'm not in the business of giving people fishes no more.
Yeah.
Not because they're gonna come back to you tomorrow for another fish.
Yeah.
But if I take the time right now and teach you how to fish, you will learn it, but then you can teach everybody in your family how to fish. I love group economics. If there's a family of 10 and one person make the investment in themselves, learn what I'm teaching, bring it back to the family, fix everybody's profile, position everybody's profile. They run a credit card sequence and got up to 100K. It's 10 people, 10 credit cards each, 100K in total. Multiply by 10 times.
That's $1 million.
Go ahead.
It's $1 million, King. That's $1 million for your family.
Come on.
It's $1 million for your family.
Come on.
That's real melanin money, generational wealth right there.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man, I enjoyed today's episode, y'all. Like, I learned a lot. Like, I've spoken to a lot of people talking about consumer reports, credit reports. I've never learned more in an interview than I learned in this last hour, man. Deraine, I just want to let you know I appreciate you, King. We appreciate you for blessing our audience with this interview, and we'll make sure we put everything in the show notes so they can find you and grab your products, man.
Yeah. So my Instagram handle, the_credit_hero, on Facebook, Deraine Delevante, on Clubhouse, D Delevante. I'll send y'all all the social media links, so y'all will be able to put them in the bio. You can post them on Instagram. We'll go on lives together. We'll share the information because people need, listen, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The mind shift, the mindset shift needs, you cannot have an 800 credit score with a 500 credit score mentality. It does not work.
Fire. Fire. All right, Jacqueline.
You're a millionaire with a broke mentality. How?
Look up and marry somebody rich.
You know what happens when that person leaves you?
Yeah.
Single, ladies.
Jacqueline, anything you want to tell the people before we wrap?
Hey, we appreciate Deraine. Like, I don't know what I want to tell y'all. I want to tell y'all, listen to this episode again.
Yeah. Listen to the episode, take the value, man, and put it into action. And we'll see you all next episode. Peace.
Peace.